the grumpiest of bears that loves to play, to make people laugh in every way. His jokes are sometimes crude and sometimes ass. With his wife of 15 years that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cat are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last. Even bring the fun to the masses, rolling to 1E and beating every dungeon classes. With his goofy faces and voice all over the places, he hopes to never give up on his dreams, to bring joy and even the facts with his last podcast every week, and stream his friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never gets angry, but sure can get scared. With anime on his side, he's always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his share. Till the end of streams, always beware. Cause he comes.
Yep.
Alrighty then, it is Friday, it is 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock, depends on where you are in the world. Thank you for joining for the Bear Podcast. We do this every week at 5 o'clock Central Time. For those who are new here, be sure to hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button. Well, if you're on the red website, if you're on the other ones, hit the follow button. Go ahead and just do that. We're almost at 400, woo! But that's probably because of all the other stuff we've been doing, not the podcast, because, well, if y'all have done seen that, you know, sometimes they'll find this channel someday and they're gonna look at all the stuff that we do in this channel, from D&D to streaming video games to podcasting, and now my manga series, and then any of the other weird. My channel's all over the places. I really need to
print videos and all kind of weird stuff. Yeah.
I really need to get like toned down myself. But maybe get more followers. But we're gonna jump into that little topic a little bit later on. As always, we have the Corvo Ninja with us today, and of course the illustrious disembodied voice of Stealth of Jade somewhere in the room. She's still with D&D right now. So she was earlier walking around in a dino body inflatable costume. So she's having a lot of fun playing with her thick thigh dino. That's
Big thigh dino.
Yeah, I don't know where I had the word that with that be coming off as it sound like a creep or something like that, but it's the truth. I'm gonna do a quick test here. Don't mind me, chat. Let's see. Just gonna see if I can. Music. Do you want to play? No. Okay, I might have broke my my stream deck. I don't know. I'm trying to play some music, and it's like, nah. Not happening, bro.
So I got my music working, and you broke yours.
I just broke mine, apparently. I gotta probably reset the program. But yeah, later after this stream, we'll be continue on the story of the D&D. Sorry if the audio for it and music is bad, stealthy. Just inform me, because I didn't watch my own VOD. That the audio for music and voices are too much alike, so you can't hear shit. So sorry, you can hear me though. I guess that's good enough. You can get the gist of the rest of the story later on. But thank you. Of course, you can always just watch the stream, and you can actually be involved with this after the stream. Just after this one, we're probably gonna be like jumping almost immediately into getting that set up. So stick tuned, stay around, and get ready. Getting closer and closer to Halloween. Are y'all excited?
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
I'm ready.
I had to walk around the office today and tell everybody that the contest for the costumes was gonna go, because they still had not sent out the email yet. And I have information as to why that hasn't happened, but we won't go into that now. But let's just say I had to play mailman and walk around and be like, guys, we are doing it. Yes, please. Yes, everybody, guys.
Are you aware? We are doing it.
Aw.
What?
We went through all that trouble to get that freaking honey butter from a special place, and
someone's opening them.
Somebody has opened them.
Oh, that's not right. Don't be doing that. That's not a good thing, okay? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that particular honey butter is really good.
Well, I think I might have figured out why it was messed up, because I don't have the tab open where the music wouldn't be playing it, but I'll fix that later on. Okay, so y'all, what is the contest? Like, when will we actually know that y'all going to go there and actually go and get the
The
final
contest will be
results?
the last week of October.
Okay.
They usually do it on that Friday.
Okay.
Everybody at work will dress up in their costumes. They will go. They will take some pictures. They will have a judging panel judge them, and then they will send out the info saying this group won or this person won first place. This one got second. This one got third. That kind of stuff, and then they'll send pictures of everybody's stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard this sound too,
And
so my brain's like, what's going on?
and that will be how that goes.
Okay. And you and your wife and one other are all dressing up like a Jedi, right?
Well, I'm going to be a Sith Lord.
Uh-huh.
My wife is going as Ahsoka Tano, and a friend of ours is coming as a Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like a little group thing.
Okay. And so Star Wars theme essentially.
Yeah.
No one's going as a Mandalorian. No one's going as a Jabberwocky or no, not Jabberwocky. Where's a Jabberwocky from?
Jawa. A
Ja-
Jawa.
Yeah. So Misa Wusa. I would be like that. But yeah, I have a lot of interesting ideas, but Halloween for me in my neighborhood, like I said, probably like last year, I'll probably have only my neighbors come to my house, even though I got a bunch of Pokemon cards and give away for the kids. But I'm gonna just be out my onesie, wearing mask, which I cannot color for whatever reason. I got to spray because I tried this on it, it did not work. By the way, it's Blue's back, baby. So we're gonna have to spray it because unfortunately it doesn't take the color, and I need it to be blue. Okay, chill out. And I'm just gonna sit out there and hope some kids show up and just have my face blinking because otherwise I don't, I don't see the reason to be underneath my porch with the porch light on, just sitting there like a creep. Like, come on, kids, just have the faces blinking. That's all I need, right?
Come on.
Especially if it's
want the candy.
Especially when it's getting cold right now, which I am so happy for, because bring on the cold, baby. Bring on the fall. I am ready for it. Man, I've been... Yeah.
Two extremes. One of you loves the cold, one of you hates the cold. I just want enough layers to be warm. I don't care.
Well, to me, it's like I can keep myself warm. How can I keep warm? Put clothes on. In the winter or during the summer, I can't take enough clothes off to keep warm. It's like I can be down to nothing. I will still be hot because, well, this is the insulation thing. You don't think it, but it is, and it goes everywhere. So, I can't stand the hot. It's like I had a fan beside me. You can't see it, but it's right there. I had a fan on the floor, the AC in the room. Like, it still can't get this place warm enough or cool enough. And then, like, now it's cold. It's like, oh, not everything's off. And I feel nice down in my own place. Probably because this place is old, honestly. It needs some new insulation, probably better insulation than the roof. But that's not here. That's a homeowner problem, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Being an adult, owning your own house, it's still worth it. Don't mind me. I will say right now, don't rent. I'm sorry. I've done it. Being on someone's beck and call whether or not you're getting evicted or not sucks.
I've done that. Growing up, we never owned a single home that we were in. Not one. Every home was a renter's home when I was growing up. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it doesn't inspire confidence to go to school and then come home and find out we're packing up to move to a different place.
Yeah. And it's also kind of like back in, of course, my memory could always be faded because we were kids. We kind of fill in blanks. But I could have sworn my family were always like renting to own houses. Like we would rent, but we would slowly pay off the house while we're in it. And I'm like, why is that not nowadays? Like, why can you not rent a place and eventually own it? Nope, you just continuously renting it out and you never own it in perpetuity.
That became a thing because a lot of people that own the homes that were rent to own were finding that damages were occurring to the house that they couldn't keep up with. So they're like, either you're going to rent continuously, right? And we're going to take half of that and put it aside so we can keep up with the shit that you're breaking, or you're going to buy it. so that we don't have to deal with it. But we're not doing rent to own. Now, I could see if you were someone that owned a home or owned multiple pieces of property and you trusted somebody enough, you could still do a rent to own type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have to be someone you trusted implicitly, because nowadays people are just like, they don't care. Even they're renting to own, they look at it like it's not really theirs. So break it, and you'll have to come fix it until it's paid for.
Oh man, like every single week. I don't know about your residence or your neighborhood, but I know in my neighborhood for sure. Every week, or if not every month, we get a piece of paper in our mailbox going, "Hey, let us buy your house for this amount of money." And every single person gets that kind of same kind of paper in their mailbox because people want to buy out our neighborhood so badly and just tear all the houses down and just build a rental assortment of houses or rental apartments right here because everybody, it's like it's always these weird names. I never heard these companies before, and I'm just gonna say this: I don't really know if they're even American based, honestly, because you don't have to be American to own property in America, apparently. And yeah, they want to turn our whole area into just one big old rental. I'm like, I ain't selling my house. I don't way I'm getting out of this house is if I find a new one and I'm moving into it, or I get lucky somehow and I find a way to keep in this house and the next one, and then I'll rent out this house myself, and then eventually I'll let them buy it. Because I don't think you should be renting, but that's an opinion here or there. How about you? Do you get that in your neighborhood?
What we get is every now and then you'll get. We don't get it often, but every once in a while we'll get, hey, your house has been appraised for this, but
Yeah.
we'll offer you this,
Hmm.
kind of stuff. And
we get offered,
just
not very often.
I haven't seen an offer high enough yet to make me go,
Cameras are in again. Well, if it's not your cameras, your mic. I swear to goodness, your cameras do the blurry thing. You gotta get a white piece of paper. Maybe I can fix it. But okay. So, well, it happens. But I'm glad you're not gonna be able to just sell out your places for quick cash. I know some people will be like, oh heck yeah, just quick money. Do you have one of these?
yeah.
Find one of those, and maybe it's catching
I
the
did that
world.
earlier. I don't know what's going on with it because it normally doesn't do that. It's kind of weird.
Well, I sent Stealthy the picture of this, and I didn't know if you saw it or not, but this is what I got to do my beard with. It was that two-parter stuff that you always told me to do, just so I can actually, fix it up a little bit. Well, focus on your hand. Your hand, comes in crystal clear when you get close to it, but then for some reason, it's far away distance is, not liking it. You're not close to
Let
the
me
camera.
check something. Let me see if that's stupid. Yeah, I figured.
Auto zoom program or something?
Trying to. What is this? I don't know, man. There's all kind of weird stuff.
Well, watch me get in D&D later this evening, and between no problems, no issues at all. Just all of it would just go away, and it's like, oh look, it's fixed now. When we don't need, well, we still kind of need it, but your camera will be way smaller, so it won't be that big of a deal. Anyways, so this past week, if anybody's not been keeping up with it, and I want to jump this conversation
How's
with
that?
you, better, way better. Wow. I guess it was you have something about an auto zoom program or something. What was?
I have a program that lets me manipulate the zoom and the focus. And for some reason, the autofocus was not autofocusing, so I just manually focused it.
Okay. Well, okay, I'd lost my train of thought, honestly. Okay, so putting up all these barely there mangas this past week, and this is something I want to get to talk because I know you are a big advocate of this, and I'm sure you have an opinion to go along with this real easily. Okay, so this past week I did a certain name of a certain manga called Hunting Another World with My Elf Wife, right? Okay, so can you already tell me what you think might be the problem I'm having with this video? Just with the words alone. Just the words.
Okay, so you said elf wife, right?
Yes, elf wife.
Okay, so that means there's going to be a lot of elvish-based words.
Yes.
And you and your reading this
Dyslexia.
disability?
No, actually, you're way off the mark. It has to do with the word hunting. And
Hunting.
YouTube doesn't like this. Okay, so I've been having the hellest of times with this video because this manga, you might say, okay, first off, really cool though. Two of the people that I've done the reviews for, the two people that wrote the mangas I did that one and I did another one for Surviving Another World. Both the artists and people that wrote the book contacted me on Twitter and retweeted my stuff. Hell yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
So that was amazing. But YouTube doesn't like the fact that one of the mangas has to do with the pew-pews and the hunting. So they're not recommending that video to anybody or really anyone. I literally went to my analytics and my other videos have like a 70% showing rate of my suggestions, but the other ones have like 30. A 40% discrepancy on suggestion rates and people actually viewing because it had the word GUN. And they don't like it on YouTube, even though it's a cartoon and a manga of a book. A book.
Wow.
So
okay, so if we ignore something, it doesn't exist, right?
Yes.
That's what we're going for.
No, it's considered to be a censored by the AI system that they have implemented.
Okay,
That's
well,
all it is.
I'm gonna tell you like this, and I've said it once, and I'll say it again. AI is stupid. It is a
Yes.
program logic based that is basing off of shit that's already existent. It doesn't have free thought. Guys, somebody fucking censor the AI.
Yeah. And I don't like the other videos are doing relatively well, especially the shorts. The shorts, for some reason, do always way better because, well, they're a minute to half a minute
Well,
in
yeah,
people's
the
attention span,
thing-
but that's not the or there.
Shorts do better because people don't want to spend a lot of time looking at something, but they like spending a short little time. They like looking at little snippets and shit and going, ha ha ha, that was funny. I like it.
Yeah, somebody did a little sketch going, oh, you must be one of those like TikTokers, and he just started doing the sketch. He went,
Like,
ooh,
like I got the most traction when we did our D&D stream last week.
yeah,
Right during the period of time that someone happened to pop in and see us bear hugging earwigs to death. You know,
sorry.
and I'm like, really? That's how we do this, huh?
Yeah, it's just so weird that like, okay, so like again, this manga it's actually very sweet. It's very nice, but like the person that wrote it is like I dare say edging on the word fanatic. This dude went into details about these different types of pew-pews and how the bullets work. Bullets might get me in trouble too. Watch out. And like it's a love note, but at the same time, it's also about like two people that have the same kind of hobbies and passion about something coming together to find love in that hobby and with each other. And I'm like, oh man, this is a great book. I like, even though me, I'm not a big fanatic person when it comes to ammunition, and I don't own one. I want to someday, but right now my financial means, but that's not here or there. So it's like, even for me, I got myself caught up in it. I'm reading it. I have every single one that's released right now, and the person that contacted me, real nice. They didn't say they were a gentleman or a lady. I'm assuming they're a gentleman, but real nice person, real sweet. Gave me thank you for my review and all that stuff like that. Even though I didn't give it a 10 out of 10, right? I didn't do that because I don't play that way. I play fair. And YouTube just does not want that video to be seen by anybody. And like, this person put all that time, effort, and love behind something and made this beautiful piece of artwork. And I can't even talk about it on YouTube, all because YouTube wants to, like you said earlier, wants to ignore it. Just like anything that has that word in it, just like doesn't matter what it can ride to, right? It doesn't mean like they could literally be talking about anything else and then say the one word, and YouTube's Autobot would just go block.
Okay, so
shadow ban.
I will say it like this. This is my personal opinion, so anybody out there has a problem with it, understand this is my personal viewpoint. Okay? I'm not saying that people haven't been killed with guns. Understand the phrasing I said. People have been killed with a gun, but not a single gun has ever killed someone on its own.
Yeah, didn't stand up on his legs and walk up to
People
you.
have to pull a trigger, or a certain set of circumstances with that mechanical device has to happen for it to discharge. Meaning, I can lay a firearm on my desk and not touch it with the safety on and ammunition in it. And as long as certain sets of circumstances aren't met, that thing is not going to jump up by itself and shoot anybody. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. I will either have to pick it up and make the conscious choice to pull the trigger to make it fire, or something will have to impact that device and make that firing pin contact the ammunition. Either way, external forces are required. The device itself is not killing anybody. The choices and or surroundings it is in is causing that.
The circumstance.
But the circumstance. But because they don't want to go out there and say that people are at fault and are making dumbass decisions, or we are putting things in situations that allow circumstances to be met and people having bad days or whatever however you want to say it. They don't want to call everybody out about it. It's easier to blame the device than it is to blame the person using the device. It's like a computer. A computer doesn't go out and hack your financial information on its own and take it. Somebody either pre-programs sets of algorithms and programs that has it go out and do it, or they sit at the keyboard and actively uses it to do it. Okay, the computer didn't do that shit on its own. Someone had to give it commands to do that, or set up a set of commands to be executed to do that.
Hackers.
Your car sitting in your driveway is not going to run over the cat walking down the street. However, if you get in it, crank it up, back it up, aim it at the cat, and stomp on the gas, it is going to run over that cat. Okay? But it didn't make that decision. It's an inanimate object. You got in it and made it. So my problem with the way we're handling it is we are trying to ignore that the device exists to try to correct the problem, instead of trying to correct the problem with what is influencing the device.
Yeah, it's like a drunk person get behind a wheel. I didn't influence him. The alcohol influenced him. So blame the alcohol. Oh, we're going to ignore the alcohol and let that keep on going by, even though that happens several times a year, a lot of time. And, alcohol really is poison. But, we all just, this is, let people drink and drive. No, we outlaw that. Doesn't mean people will stop doing it. We outlawed it. People still do it. We outlaw people shooting other people. That's outlawed. That's against the law. Yet people still do it. Why? Because that's their choice. They're evil. They're bad. Not the thing. Not the vehicle they drove or the alcohol.
The end of the day, a person, if they really want to accomplish something, will find a fucking way. That's just the way it is. If I want to figure out how to get on top of my house and pull a tree limb down, it might not be safe, might not be the best way to do it, but if I really want to do it, I will find a way.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but I'm about to do a review, which I already have the reviews I'm doing next. So y'all can be looking forward to this. I'm gonna do this one just to see what YouTube does, because YouTube doesn't mind this online pretty much ever, and that's Deadpool. And what is Deadpool full of?
All kinds of fun grammar and
all
incidents and situations.
Yeah, all kinds of way of killing people, right? It's pretty much Deadpool's on the toit, however you say it. It's bread and butter. Deadpool likes the pew pews and the stabby wabbies, but yet this got what, $1 billion in the box office?
Baby knife.
Yeah, baby knife. But yeah, $1 billion. Deadpool the movie, Wolverine made $1 billion with a B. And I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I'm gonna put like because it's a two-parter. And let's see if they censor this and stop this from being shown. When there's of that in here. I bet they won't. I bet they won't one bit. I bet they won't even care. They'll just let it go right on through. People will see it. People will like it. People will watch it and be able to see it. Not a problem. But the moment it had the word hunting in it, and I said the word GUN, they decided to put a halt to it. I don't know. I'm speaking on my butt here. The other one I'm doing is this one. If anybody's read mangas before, it's almost a must-read. Vagabond, and I'm doing Kuriyashi's Dragon Maid. So if you're looking forward to that, you stay tuned. We'll be releasing those. I haven't done editing because this last week I was working on releasing my manga, or releasing the episodes and my not graphic novel, my written novel of my manga, which so far nobody's really given a very much of a look or bought it yet. So I'm still waiting on that. I'm so hopeful somebody will check it out someday and recommend it, and we can maybe start a kicker on it, because I know a lot of people on Twitter was like, "Yeah, go for it." I'm like, kind of need the more of a confidence boost and just go for it. It's like, read it. Maybe
everything starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest things that we find now for years was out there before anybody ever put any relevance on it. Like, there's books out there that we consider classics now.
Yeah.
And must reads and stuff. Yeah.
I can't find it.
Um,
Anywhere. Don't worry about it. I'll find myself.
okay. Yeah, I thought we did. I'm almost positive we did. Anyway, but those must reads are now, when they first came out, they weren't must reads. Nobody cared about them. Nobody put any interest in them. Hell, it went like that for years. Some of these people died with their work not being recognized. And then suddenly, one person somewhere found it, read it, and because they had enough, I guess, what would you call that? No, they had enough social standing with the people that they knew. When they recommended it, those people found it. And then they recommended it, and then suddenly it blew up, and now they're must reads now. So I hate to say it like this, but your manga might be absolutely fantastic, but you may be gone before it ever gets the traction it deserves.
I gotta make sure I just pass it down on my will somewhere. Like, all right, if I pass away, you benefit off my hard work and sweat and labor. Yay! Just don't sell it off as a needless cash grab, please. Just milk it for the right way. I don't know how you milk a book, but maybe I can be reincarnated and I can remember it. Oh yeah, I wrote this book. Wait, you're not this person? Yeah, I'm reincarnated. First living example, real life, proof of it. Would you be reincarnated in this world?
In this world?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I can remember my past, I can be reborn here and start over again from Act 1. And I don't know if I would choose it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Clouder's in the okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I just sent him a message. So, I got a couple of little fun things. I got me an 11.
Okay.
I got me a Demigorgon.
Uh-huh.
And I got me some, some of those glasses for that toxic stuff you were talking about.
Yeah. Stealthy? Careful now. Careful now. I'm just saying, if you go any further, you might see a crack forming somewhere.
I see which
for death.
I know which party's dying in our campaign tonight. I'm not going to be in yours.
I'm trying to make sure she don't die on online, because the internet's forever. My character's a few minutes, but I heard the internet's forever, baby. Anyways, you got anything you want to chit chat about this week or anything?
I think I want to talk about wildness in D&D. So I want to talk about the potentiality of craziness.
Craziness? Okay, so
Okay, so you've watched a lot of D&D.
yes,
You've
probably
played
way
a
too
few.
much.
You've played a few campaigns.
Yeah, I actually am a
Now,
D&D player.
you've even dove into seeing what some of the DM side looks like
Yeah,
with stealthy. So you should understand what I'm about to say. You have, in my opinion, a couple of different types of players and or DMs.
yeah,
Okay. So you have the DMs that are they like to let the ruler cool. They like to have a little bit of flavor, a little bit of fun. Sometimes it doesn't always follow the rules, but because they're the DM, they can allow it and it makes for a fun adventure. You have those that are a little more stringent. No, that's not how the rule works. That's not how this works. You can't do that here. Um,
they play
and
it
then
more
you
like a
have,
video game because
and
like
then
the
right,
mind is like your
set
boundaries.
rules,
There's
right,
boundaries.
right, and then you have what I like to call the hybrids. Okay, there are some rules they will not allow you to break,
Mm,
but there are some things if you give them enough justification that they'll allow you to do just because it's going to be funny if it fails or it'll be cool as shit if it succeeds, whatever, right?
yeah,
So, that being said, I I personally like the people that are either a hybrid and or someone that's more allowable to the rule of cool.
yeah,
Okay, because I get rules and I get that to be able to do certain tasks and to be able to make it through certain things, you have to have a kind of a guideline. But um, if I can give you an explanation as to why I'm going to try something, right,
yeah,
and it makes sense, I like to be able to at least attempt it.
yeah.
I mean, because who knows? I may totally fail it,
Mm,
completely, right? So it becomes a non-issue.
yeah,
Um, I like um, I like the ones that are hybrids because they will give you some structure. These are rules that we're not going to break, but they still will allow you to try some things that could be cool and funny and flavorful and make the adventure fun. I have a hard time with someone being a strict by the rules person with a D&D campaign, and my opinion on the reason I say that is because the game was founded on imagination.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't remember what like the original D&D was. I know it was very like limited, but back then they didn't have like the fullest of scale of what this would become. So they I would imagine they had to let a lot of things to easily misinterpreted or easy to be swayed. And they didn't like go through it like nitpicking every single thing, going, okay, what could they do to maybe bypass this rule? Like we got to think of what the players would do, and then we got to make sure they can't do that because we got to change it, word it this way, so they can't do that, or we got to word it this way so they can do that. They didn't think that all the way through. But nowadays they've thought of everything the player could do because they've done seen it or they've done it themselves. So they made sure that those rules were slowly tightening up, at the same time still give people freedom to do things like
right?
the freedom of holding a light weapon and not be able to punch something. Okay, let me kick it.
Yeah,
I got feet. At least last time I'm not a
it's still
wheelchair.
considered an unarmed strike, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. It's
You
all
know,
right. My foot are not. My feet are shoot deadly.
okay, so my point is like, for example, I love the fact in our last stream we were able to try to crush these freaking earwigs with our bodies. Granted, it didn't work so great, but we were allowed to try. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what I don't like is when you say something like, "All right, I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna grab him and try to crush them on me," and they're like, "No, you can't do that."
Mm.
I'm like, "Why?" Well, you're telling me if me and you were in a real battle and I needed to run up and grab you for some reason, I couldn't just run up and grab you? There's a reason for that? Like, what you got like an anti-me shield on that I don't know about? I mean, because that's some technology I ain't fucking seen yet.
I can't touch it. You put a bubble right before I get to you. I can see that, right? You know, like, oh, I will cast bubble as a reaction to deflect his body from touching me. Well, I'm just trying to use you as a rolling pin, buddy.
It's just one of those things where the ability to do crazy shenanigans is part of the draw. You know, like if we all walked into a room and it was full from top to bottom of treasure, and there was a table there with one solitary item sitting on it.
Yeah.
Every damn one of us knows we probably shouldn't touch that, but one of us is going to because we can't help it. Like, because I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's like real life where you don't go around with dice in your hand. And my thoughts would come to D&D. If it's not magic, right? If it's not magical, it's not some curse or mythical god thing, right? But you can do it in real life. That's the boundaries. If even when you can't do it in real life, the magical means you do that. You better have a good reason why that magical mean could do that.
Right.
And if I want to say, I want to do a Kamehameha beam, well, that's not in D&D. I need a magical equivalent of a Kamehameha beam. If I don't got that in the game, then I can't do Kamehameha beam.
Right. But let's say I have Eldritch Blast. Now I'm going to call my Eldritch Blast Kamehameha.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to cast Kamehameha. You know, either I'm going to hit or I'm not. I'm rolling the same shit. I just changed the name. Why I should be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
All I did was literally call it a different name, but you know what it's going to do.
Yes.
So yeah, and we've been fortunate. I think with this campaign, in my opinion, with a DM that will give us certain rules that she's not gonna let us break. But at the same time, if we're doing some shit like a battle and you're like, hey, I want to run up and see if I can grab him, she's just gonna look at you like, all right, roll me in athletics. Can you actually grab him? Because if you can, fine, grab him. You know, if you can't,
it was either hug him or hug the wall, and he was closer.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt. Okay, well they succeeded on the deck save, but the guy they're on failed it. So,
roll over.
You know, I like that kind of stuff. I like the ability to do things like that. I like the idea of if I think I can touch it, don't say no. Just tell me, roll this. You go ahead as a DM and have a number set. You know, it doesn't matter if it's stupid high. Okay. It doesn't matter if you say, okay, it has to be a 16. You know, if I roll a 16 or above, then I get to do it. If I don't, then I don't. But I don't feel like if the idea is legitimate, that you shouldn't at least get to roll on.
Well, as one GM has once said to me before, and I like the way he does it, you can try.
Yeah.
He never tells you can do it. You can try. And if you do it high enough, we can break the laws of physics if you get high enough. But that better be you can try and hope you better hope you roll a nat 20, or otherwise there's no way in God's green earth you're gonna be able to pull that off. Or in this case, Uthors or the Raven Queens. I don't know the other gods and other D&D, but yeah, in their world, you better think that you know it's kind of like a fairy tale. You know, I believe, I don't believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
you can
I
try.
just-
It's always something I love.
I guess what I'm trying to point out is the thing that I love the most about playing D&D is if you have someone that you're working with, somebody you're playing with, a DM and a party that is willing to allow you to roll on things out.
Get aggro. Watch out.
I will answer you later.
I'll get Mama to do it.
It's not that. It's just and honestly, I could have answered him, but it's the fact that he knows that he's not supposed to interrupt
Yeah.
during this is the reason he didn't get an answer. Because honestly, the answer would be yes. I don't care.
You can send you a text.
No, because I take their devices when they get home due to the other issues we've talked about.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, you started early. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting people that are as free-minded, and that's why, like, you know, with Dazzling, when she's here, she's gonna be asking questions, yes, but she's gonna be more free-minded because she doesn't always know the rules, so she's gonna be thinking outside the box and thinking.
Yeah, like when you got shanked.
Yeah. But yeah, still outside the box and doing stuff that you know we as a D&D players been told time and time again or time before, going, yeah, you can't do that. But then we have a DM like, no, I think they can. Let them try. Go ahead. And that is something that's such a free spirited thought. That somebody that is a veteran to D&D doesn't always or doesn't have anymore because, well, they're so used to like, I can't do that. It's like, why? Because I've been told I couldn't. You can now. Oh, okay. So they go and do it,
and you seen it. You seen it in one of our most recent ones. Like, hey, we're not supposed to be able to do that because we don't have that. Well, what did our DMC know? I allow it.
Yeah,
I allow it. Because nowhere does it say just because you're holding a sword and a shield that you can't kick something.
yeah.
You know?
Then again, if I did have a sword in my hand or shield in my hand, you best believe I'll still punch somebody with it.
You got dang right.
There's no way in hell I'm going, oh, look, you're right up on top of me. And I'm not going to punch you? I'm gonna like, no, but just, I got the fist still. But that's just like, again, if it can happen in real life, and your character sheet said you can do it, and you can explain to me why you can do it, I'm gonna say yes because I feel like that's real life. That is real thing.
Yeah, we'll give it a hypothetical. So we're gonna say you're the DM. I'm a party member. I'm in a fight. I got a sword in this hand, a shield in this hand. I've done my action with my sword.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I have unarmed strike, but I'm holding two devices now. If I explain to you, I'm going to kick him in the balls. I'm explaining. I'm going to kick him, not using these. Using my foot. That's an explanation that you would be like, oh, okay, so yeah, you could kick him. Yeah, I'll let you do that. Go ahead and try to unarmed strike him.
Yeah, I didn't
Might
know.
not get but one damage because it's unarmed strike, but it's still a fucking damage.
Well, I got two from mine. I was just thinking, like, could you be proficient in foot? Like, I know you can be proficient in like unarmed weapons, like a brawler, right? Like a tavern brawler, I think they call it in the game. But
or a monk.
Yeah, monk. But like at the same time, going like, can I be proficient in kick? Why? Because I want to use all my instruments that you know I have on my body. And if I really wanted to use you, I would be a bard. I want to be proficient in the other D word. Let me do some damage, damn it. If I want to take a succubus, let me take that succubus on.
Hold on. Let me pull out my magical +5.
Yeah, if you could do it in real life, I think you could do it in the game. And I know plenty of guys have done damage to other people with that instrument. So, and that's DD for you. You're allowed to have that, and I think that's kind of like that kind of things leads to
Yeah.
yeah.
Melty says she does damage with other things.
Yeah. So like it leads to funny moments and it leads to memorable moments that you really wouldn't be able to get otherwise. That's predicated on a system like a video game where you're in boundaries. You are whether you know it or not, your limitations are at that, and there's no you can't say, hey, I want to do something different. Let me roll a dice.
Right. Well, it's like for example,
Lotus.
people couldn't figure out why when we did our seance and they said, "Hey, it's a female spirit." And I said, "Is she hot?" Everybody's like, "Why are you asking if a ghost is hot?" Well, first off, the answer we got told us something we didn't know. We can't see the spirit. It's talking to us on a board. Now we know we can't see it. Just because I said, "Is she hot?" That is information we needed to know. I'm sorry that my character's only like in his 30s and he's been traveling with his cursed sister in beast form for years. He's a little bit pent up. Okay? Hot women, hey, he's gonna give them a wink, you know? Sorry. This is
Yeah, and unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know if you say how you say it. There's not a lot of women that decide to join the Brotherhood or the Crusade. There's a few, but not many of them. Because we don't get that fortunate.
Well, let's be honest. If they did, would we actually be killing monsters or would we be slaying monsters?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't get to have a lot of romance in our in our system. We're mostly always out hunting. You know, we're kind of like being good Samaritans, but never getting the girl.
That reminds me of an anime, Samaritan. You said Samaritan, that's why it popped up. If you haven't watched it, check out Midnight Civic Samaritans.
Midnight Civic Samaritans. Okay, let me look that up real quick. All right, let's see. Anime Midnight Civic
Servants. It might be Civic Servants or yeah, Civic Servants.
Okay, there we go. That looks interesting. Huh. Okay. It's on Crunchyroll. All right. Well. Got a 6.8 and a 4.5 out of 5. We'll see. All right. Anyways, okay. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that we can keep on making more memorable moments and not be so fixated that like even sometimes just forget it's a game. Just forget it's a game and remember it's a bit more of like a big old social experiment or a social gathering. Right? Yeah. We don't want to be the buzzkill of the social gathering. We don't want to be like, if I come into your house and you're drinking, I don't want to be like constantly reminding you like, oh, how that drink is killing you and it's hurting you and you shouldn't be doing that. No, I'm gonna let you drink. I'm gonna let you have all that drink you want. I ain't gonna be the buzzkill. But if I were, well then we're not gonna have a lot of fun because I'm gonna be taken away from everybody else's enjoyment and everybody else's pleasure of it. While I'm not having fun either because I'm being the buzzkill. Oh, no, who wants to be the buzzkill? Who wants to be that guy? Who wants to be
nobody? I mean, that's why I do things the way I do. Like you can see, my first character I played, he was a little more serious, more to the I need to uphold my friend's promise. Mm-hmm. Second character I played was a little more about what is in it for me. How do I not die and I should have left those fucking 10 coins on that turtle's pouch. Okay. This character is a little more focused on I have a goal. I need to make this happen. But I'm still young enough to be interested in women. You know?
Yeah.
You yourself have played a idiot. I guess. A complete idiot. A love struck turtle, and now you're playing more of let's get the hunt on,
Mm.
let's do it, The thing is it allows you to play all these different characters. You don't have to be the same thing every time, you know?
Wife's
Um,
home. Sorry.
yeah. So, and with that being said, last 10 minutes, we're going to swap gears because I want to ask you a question. And before I do, I'm going to explain to podcast this is not an anime recommended for your kids to watch. Do not, I repeat, do not suggest this anime to your kids. I'm asking him about it because I'm curious if he's seen any of the episodes because it is new. So there is a new anime on Netflix called Dan the Dan.
Dan the Dan. I think I've heard of this one actually.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will tell you, when I watched the first episode, there was parts of it that had got me a little paranoid. I thought they were fixing to go to a place that I really can't watch,
Yeah.
but they didn't. And since then, it has become very hilarious. I find it utterly it's the good kind of stupid, if you understand what I'm saying. It's the kind of stupid that makes you laugh and be like, I can't believe this shit, you know? Um, so if you haven't watched it, I'd be interested to see what your opinion is with the comical side of it.
Okay, so it's DANDADAN. So it's not
Yes.
Dan the Dan or Dan and Dan. It's just
No,
Dan the
it's
Dan.
Dan to Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan to Dan.
It looks like looks like the animation and the artwork for it is very nice. I like the artwork.
I will tell you.
Isn't this okay? I think I saw the previews for this. Is this the story where the kids are trying to be like hunting down ghosts, and they find out that they're not just make believe, they're actually real, and then they get hunted themselves?
Well, no, it's not just that. It's not just ghosts, it's ghosts and aliens. They're both in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because one of the kids believes in ghosts and one of the kids believes in aliens, and the way the whole shit got kicked off is they dared each other to go to the opposite one's spooky place or alien place.
This is the one with the aliens with the weird little cell, the little scene where they're getting probed by the weird looking.
They don't act. Yeah, well, they almost do that. That's the scene that almost made me stop watching it because I was like, if they actually go there, I cannot watch this.
Yeah,
but I will tell you, they do not actually go there. It gets stopped before it gets there, so it's you can get past it.
Okay, because I saw a little clip of it. I'm going, what the is that? And like, no, they're not gonna like unless this is
I will tell you though, even knowing that when I first watched that episode, I was still questioning it. It was like they did a really good job of making you believe up until the last fucking minute it was fixing to happen.
And
I was like, I looked at Jazz, I looked at Stealthy, and I was like, if they do, I can't watch this. I'll have to turn it off. I cannot watch that kind of shit. And they didn't. They saved it for me. And ever since then, it has been fucking hilarious.
Okay.
It is downright.
Because a lot of people are, I would say, upplaying that scene. But that scene is, for a lot of people, very unsettling. And like, it was like, oh, is this Smintai? I'm like, wait, is this, like, what is this? I'm like, there's like, unless this is some kind of weird kind of Smintai, I am not watching that. I'm sorry.
No, they do not actually do what everybody that has only seen clips.
Yeah, they kind of right there where he's like, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, and then shit happens and it doesn't happen. But I will tell you, you will find one of the funniest things, and if you watch it, I'll say this word. It's called Turbo Granny. That's all you need to remember. It is fucking hilarious.
Wait, is she the granny with the gray hair up in a little bun thing going up here?
No.
Okay, because I see a picture of her, and I saw another image of her laying down on her belly, looking back toward the camera, and Well, yeah.
Turbo Granny's hair is not up.
Okay.
It's kind of everywhere.
It's kind of everywhere. Okay. Well, might be the same person because she has like a little ribbon on top of it. But yeah, okay. So I'm looking forward to it. I actually will check it out. Now, is it in dub? That's most of my question.
Yes,
You know
yes,
me.
it is English.
Okay, so what would you say the dub is like? Because that's always people's like, especially for us American people. Dub is such a hard pressing thing for people to really get behind.
I don't have any problem with the way they've done it. I don't. It's good. It's hilarious, and some of the jokes in it are, like I said, this is not an anime for your kids.
Yeah.
The jokes are crass and they are a little cringy, but they are funny as shit. And
the
I
good humor.
guarantee you there is a phrase, or at least two. No, there's two phrases. There's two phrases that are going to get stuck in your head. And I would say one of them during our stream tonight because it would unnerve one of our party members, but I won't do it because you haven't seen it yet, and I want you to get the reference when I do it.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, it's probably better. It's probably humor. I find a lot of Japanese comedies or something like that. I would trust you on this one, but I have a lot of comedies I've watched from Japan. I guess there's a couple times I've laughed, but Japanese humor is really hard for me to get a grasp of. They have a
not. I'm telling you, this is a way. This leans more towards our type of humor, like our D&D type of humor. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So you will be able to get these. These will be.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's like for the Deadpool mangas. I was like one little pointer here, right here. Like I love Deadpool. Deadpool movies were hilarious. I laughed so hard and so many times. And at some of the old comic books I read back when I was a teenager, I laughed at those. This one, I didn't laugh one time, and that's really hard for me to say. I love Deadpool. The humor did not get to me. And even I have 1 and 2. It kind of like I was kind of like, oh, Deadpool! I love Deadpool. I want to see what they do in manga. That's why I'm happy they did it. Didn't laugh, and with Japanese humor, it's a different time of laughter. You gotta you gotta know the culture. You gotta know some of their backdropping. Their humor is kind of like still back in, let's say, in a slapstick kind of era, right? They're not crude with their jokes either, usually. But this one, if it's crude with the jokes and they're kind of off the wall, witty with it, I'm all for it. I'm down to clown. But sometimes you really got to know the culture and how they phrase things and how they deliver their jokes in order to get the joke. And for me, it goes right over my head. By the way, I had the cord for my tablet, so I hope it works. It's the 90-degree one. I hope it works. If it doesn't, well, I'm going to sit it back and get another one. I hope this works. I really do, because I would like to be able to at least somewhat draw my own things. At least, like, if we get the manga going and actually get it going, I'll draw the, what's it called when you, like, you don't draw the actual animation, but you get the storyboard? Is that what it's called? Storyboard?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I'll draw the storyboard, but then somebody else has to draw the good stuff, because I ain't no manga writer or drawer. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, okay. So that would be it for this week. We're getting a little early, but 2 minutes early, but it's not okay. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube channel and watch the Barely There mangas. I would appreciate it. Leave a like on the videos. Leave a comment, please. I would appreciate it. And you go watch the Hunting in Another World with my elf wife. Please go and show YouTube that you don't care what they think. You still want to see that kind of content. Corvo, you will be streaming later tonight with your D&D section. Yes. And Stealthy,
I don't know yet.
It's
I have no idea yet. It's always up in the air. I'm going to take a few minutes right before we start to go stir dinner, and then I'll be right back. If you guys want to try to start call, me and Stealthy will jump in it as soon as we're back at our computers. But I've got to go stir dinner real quick.
I gotta see what we're gonna have for dinner, so I'm gonna go see my wife. So, as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. I got acid.